Well, right now, it's time for a tour of what's making the headlines in this morning's World newspaper. It's time for our international press review this morning with Florence Villeminot. Welcome back to the studio, Florence.
Thank you.
Now, Obama's speech there on Middle East policy has been making a lot of headlines across the board, hasn't it?
That's right. We're going to start off by looking at the International Herald Tribune. There you see him, Barack Obama. Now, according to the International Herald Tribune, Obama is trying to harness this seismic power of political change that's still unfolding in the Arabic world. Now, we're going to take a look at an article in The Guardian that's quite actually skeptical about what Obama can actually bring about by his speech. Now, it says that Obama's words influence events on the ground less and less. And it takes a look at how 2 years ago, Barack Obama gave a speech in Cairo where he was promising change in the Arab world. But according to this article, nothing happened until 2 years later when millions of Egyptians rose up, and that's when change happened. Now, according to The Guardian, the era of speeches and summits may have passed, and it's what happens on the ground that once again has the power to reshape the region. And so it's quite unconvinced by his speech.
Well, right, we've seen the waves of popular action, I guess, sweeping the Arab world, so perhaps they've got a point there. Okay, The Independent, moving on, another British daily, they're also focusing on Obama's speech, I guess.
That's right, and actually they take it to segue into a meeting between David Cameron and the Crown Prince of Bahrain yesterday in London. It says that as Obama tells the Middle East to embrace democracy, Cameron embraces tyranny. Now, according to the Independent, yesterday there was fresh violence in Bahrain as protesters are demanding a better life for the Shia majority. This comes as Cameron was meeting the Crown Prince. Now, according to the Guardian, the Independent, that the Bahraini authorities have blood on their hands, and this meeting between Cameron and the Prince has sparked criticism from human rights activists. Now, according to the article, Shia leaders within Bahrain say that there's a form of ethnic cleansing going on to try and alter the religious makeup of the country and to get the Shia majority to leave. Now, it's interesting to note that the Independent has a profile of the heir apparent, and it says that the Crown Prince of Bahrain was educated in England, studied and as well as in the United States. And it says that he's the most moderate member of the Bahraini royal family, and that he's been weakened during this uprising because he's facing considerable opposition from hardliners within the ruling family who support the crackdown.
Okay, interesting stuff. Some different coverage there. Okay, now papers are also focusing on what's going on in Spain. We've, of course, seen these mass protests, and that's obviously making the news in Spain.
That's right. Actually, we're going to take a look at El País, the online version. They have a really interesting photo gallery, so we're going to take a look at some of those photos. Now, so as we've been seeing in our coverage this morning, demonstrators have gathered mainly at Puerta del Sol to protest against unemployment and the effects of the economic crisis there. You can see them gathering there. Now, they're hoping to stay there until Sunday when there's this election that's going to happen. And they're calling themselves Los Indignados, the outraged, and they're calling on people to vote for neither of the two main parties, neither the socialists or the right opposition.
There's a lot of misconception with all mainstream politicians as a whole, really. It's quite an explosive situation.
And there's another photo here that we're going to see of a young man with a T-shirt that says, "Youth with no future, homeless, we're jobless, we're without pensions, but we're not afraid."
And also, yes, we camp. I like that,
exactly.
that poster there. They've been camping out in the centre. Okay, quickly, Florence, you're going to end with an uplifting story, a medical breakthrough.
Absolutely. It's on the front page of The Guardian. Now, this is it's a young man, a 25-year-old named Rob Summers, who had a terrible hit-and-run accident, and it left him paralyzed from the top down. Now, it says that he's the first paralyzed person to be able to take a stand and take a step unaided. Now, this is thanks to an electrical stimulation from a device that's been implanted into his lower spine. So it's a small step for Rob Summers, but a leap for science.
A leap for medical science, and we obviously wish him all the best. That is an uplifting story. Thanks very much indeed, Florence Villeminot, for that international press review.